साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. So here we are in Gyaneshwari chapter 10, verse number 4 we are going to start from. And we saw in the last week the Lord says that he who knows me as the unborn, beginningless, supreme Lord of the world, he is undiluted among the mortals and is liberated from all sins. Sins, we incur sins or we commit sins only because of our wrong identity. Wrong identity itself is the sin. And what is that wrong identity? That I am an individual, that I am this body. So there are three in Panchadashi. I told you last week, there are three identities that are given. One is the Gaunatma. Gaunatma is when a person considers or defines himself in because of something. So if I define myself because of you all, then I am the teacher, you are the student. See, if instead of that my mother was there, then I am the son, and she because of the mother I am the son. The children are there, I am the father, they are because of the children. So this is the Gaunatma. It is an imaginary conditioning that I have imposed on myself and I start behaving that way. It has got no reality. It's only an imagination in the head that I am father, brother, daughter, sister, mother, etc., etc. These are just roles that I have taken on because of objects or beings outside. And it don't stop at only human beings, but I am the owner of a car, I am the owner of the house, I am a great orator, I am a great cricket player, I am this, whatever you take yourself to be. So that is Gaunatma. Because of some object or being, you defining yourself. Then second is Mithyatma. What is Mithyatma? When you consider yourself to be this body, mind, intellect, equipment, then you are Mithyatma. Mithyatma means it's it is that you are someone else, but you are taking yourself to be someone else. And who are you essentially? Atma. And what is the nature of Atma? What is given here in the third verse. What it says, he who knows me as unborn, Atma is unborn. He who knows me as beginningless, the Lord is saying, Atma is beginningless. He who knows me as the Supreme Lord, Atma is the Lord of the entire body, not only this body but all the bodies eventually. If you come to it, you will realize Atma is not one per person, Atma is one without a second. Story over. So, when we are moving around in this world, what is our identity? Is our identity that is expressing within us, are we the Gaunatma? Are we the Mithyatma identified with the body, breath, mind, intellect? Or are we the real one, the Mukhyatma? Mukhyatma is the Atma, which is unattached, supporting the Gaunatma, supporting the Mithyatma, but itself independent of both. So if this disposition is maintained within ourselves, then there is nothing, then there cannot be any sin incurred in your life. Not possible. Because your vision will expand to include everything. That's what Lord is saying, that He is the one who knows me in this manner. He is undiluted among the mortals and is liberated from all sins. Liberated from all sins. And did we tell last week about what are the different type of sins?
I think property, you said somebody else's property.
So few points are there. So what are the sins? The sins are, the first one is that which are told by the scriptures or the Shastras, the do's and don'ts given by the Shastras, they are sins. Which Shastras? Again, it will depend. If you depend upon the Manusmriti, then it is different. Then it is according to the Bhagavad Mahapuran, if you are, or the various Puranas, they are different. If you take the Vedas, they are very cryptic. So, but somewhere we have to have faith, no? We can't say, oh, they were also written by someone, why should I believe it? We have to have some parameter. So, whatever the scriptures tell us is not right. If you do this, it is a sin, then it is a sin. Accept it. Don't bring your brain into it. No independent thinking there. It cannot be an individual decision. Why? Why it cannot be an individual decision? Because individual itself is a corrupted entity. How can he come to know the real one? He has to vanish. Then can Atma commit sin? No. Can individual commit sin? Always. Always. Individuality, the ego, all it is doing is for taking things that are not his, someone else's property. So second point comes to that. He says that when this is accepted, then the seeker functions under self-accepted discipline, that is in Maryada. And what is Maryada? Maryada is that bondage which is joyfully accepted as freedom. By this, we learn to control ourselves for the sake of others. So, when we are in the presence of Mahatmas, when we are in the presence of elders, when we are in the presence of children, there are certain behaviors that we should not do. So, that is the Maryada. That is the, what is the word for Maryada in English?
Limitation.
Okay, self-imposed limitations is Maryada. Self-imposed. And that is necessary, because that is how you pass the etiquettes, that is how you discipline. That behavior is not for the benefit of others, that behavior is for your own benefit, that you do not commit the sin, otherwise it will come to haunt you after some time. That why did I speak to like in this manner to that person, isn't it? It comes and eats you from inside afterwards, the guilt. Third, that which leaves an impression or vanity or guilt is pap, is sin. Anything that leaves an impression behind, we keep saying accept everything, reject nothing and retain nothing. Precipitation of a memory is equal to sin. Now live life like that. Don't collect anything. Don't allow any memory to. Swamiji, do you have $10? Yes. Asha, after next day, Asha, आपने 10, which one? भूल जाओ, forget it. Why? No precipitation of memory. So according to the scriptures, having a desire is sin. And how do you come to know having that there is a desire? When there is a thought about something, isn't it? So desire itself is a sin. Remember this. Then what is the way out? Don't satisfy your desires. Satisfy the desires of other people. You will come out of it. That is the only way. जो बोलते हैं कि सेवा करो, this is the way. Not do seva of your own yourself and seva karwao. No, do seva of others. If you have the ability to generate wealth, but use that wealth for the satisfaction of other people's needs. not in necessarily their desires, but for some people, a one time meal itself is a desire. It is their need, but people say, oh, he is desiring. Arey, khana to khane do hai. Because if you satisfy your desires, there is no end to it. There is no end to it. You'll keep one house, two house, three house, four house, upstairs, downstairs, underground, sidewards, everywhere you will keep building. One car, two car, three car, one wife, two wife, three wife, one child, two child, three child. There is no end to it. So desire begets more desires. So the only way to cross the river of life is to satisfy other people's needs rather than satisfy your own personal desires. That is the way to purify this mind. And here the Lord is saying, we have got deviated a little bit, but here the Lord is saying, the one who comes to know me as the unborn, as the Supreme Lord of the whole world, such a person cannot commit any sins. Why? He will become one with the Lord. And what is the Lord's vision with respect to the world that has been created? That everything I am. So if Lord is divine and everything the Lord sees is also himself only, then this person, this seeker who has offered his whole mind to the Lord, who comes to know the secret of how the Lord himself has become the whole creation, it has revealed to him, then will he have any desire for the world? What is our desire? Maybe a better sofa, maybe not fan, but maybe AC, maybe paneer, maybe nice salad, a good wife, a beautiful wife, but dumb one. Many people have become victim of that. So, there's no... But once that Mahatma who has offered his whole being to the divine, then his vision will also be transformed. He will see the whole world. Then will he want anything from the world? Will he run away from anything in the world? Because he sees the whole world as the Lord only, manifestation of the divine. There is no running away from the world, there is no running towards the world, meaning desiring anything from the world. Everything is perfect then, because Lord is perfect. Isn't it? It's a shift. And not only that, now the Lord says, Buddhir jnanam sammoha kshama satyam dama shamaha sukham dukkham bhavo bhavo bhayam cha bhayameva cha. In the fourth verse, the Lord says, the fourth and fifth go together. I'll read the fifth one also. Where is the fifth one? Ahimsa samatat. Here the spelling is written wrong. What is it? Ahimsa samata tushtihi tapodanam yasho yashaha bhavanti bhava bhutanam matta eva pruthak vidhaha. So here the various qualities are given of men. Men meaning human beings. And what are they? They are intelligence, knowledge, freedom, delusion, forbearance, truthfulness, self-control, serenity, happiness, sorrow, birth and death, and fear, and also fearlessness, non-violence, even-mindedness, contentment, austerity, charity, fame and infamy. These different modes of beings spring from me alone. So people with these qualities, if you believe that you are going to cultivate these qualities within you, you are knocking on the wrong door. Your angle of interaction with life is wrong. these also, if your truthfulness is expressing through someone, you say, oh, he is a Dharmatma. That Dharmatma, it is because that quality has come from the Lord. Oh, he is a Satyavadi, Harishchandra. That Satya, that truthfulness that is expressing out of him is also the Lord's quality, expression alone. Non-violence, every one of these qualities are the expressions of the Lord alone. They are not cultivated. You cannot cultivate these. Yes, at a very general level we say practice. But eventually they come only, and we must practice. We can't keep waiting that when the Lord will give, then I will start speaking the truth. Till then, I will tell lies. I said, no, so then that day will never come. So we have to put efforts till it becomes automatic. So what are these qualities that will be seen? Gyaneshwari Maharaj says, Tetha prathama jana buddhi mag jnana se niravadhi असमोह सहन सिद्धि क्षमा सत्य मग शम दम दोन्ही सुख दुख वते जे जनी अर्जुना भावा भाव मानी भावाची माझी भय भय आणि निर्भयता अहिंसा आणि समता तुष्टी तप पंडुसुता दान जेगा. He says that intelligence is the first of my modes, thereafter unlimited knowledge, absence of delusion, forbearance, forgiveness and truth, followed by self-control and sense restraints. And O Arjuna, the pleasures and pains in this world as well as birth and death are the modes of my being. So are, O son of Pandu, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equality, contentment and austerities. It continues, but we'll see all these points. Agayasha apakirti heze bhav sarvatra disati te mazchi pasuni hoti bhutanchi athai jaisi bhute ahati sinani तैसे चिहे ही वेगळाले मानी एक उपजती माझ्या ज्ञानी एक नेणती माते प्रकाशु आणि कडवसे हे सूर्याचिस्तव जैसे प्रकाश उदयी दिसे तम अस्तुसी आणि माझे जाणणे नेणणे ते तव भूतांची या दैवाचे करणे म्हणून भूती भावाचे होणे विषम पडे या परी माझिया भावी हे जीव सृष्टी आहे आघवी गुंतली असे जाणावी पंडुकुमारा. He says, similarly, charity, success and infamy which one comes across everywhere are produced in the beings by me alone. Just as living beings are different, so are my modes different. Some of these modes have knowledge of my divine being, others are ignorant of it. Light bursts at sunrise, darkness spreads at sunset. Both arise from the sun. So, to know me and not to know me are the result of actions in previous births, and so modes differ in different created beings. Thus, O Arjuna, this universe of living beings is pervaded by my modes. Now I shall tell you about the guardians of creation, who are my 11 projections, under whose command all created beings deport themselves. Just read this part, and the last one is आता ये सृष्टीचे पालक जया आधीन वर्तती लोक ते अकरा भाव आणिक सांगेन तुझ. So here the Lord is saying that these modes, these people, some people know that all these qualities that are expressing, good or bad qualities that are expressing out of them, are the Lord's, and ignorant ones don't know. So here the word he has used is the modes. Now, what is ahimsa? What are these various modes? Let's look at them. The first one is buddhi. Buddhi is intelligence. And what is this intelligence? It is called as sattvic buddhi. Here the intelligence is the sattvic, the pure intelligence. We are not talking about corrupted intelligence. We are talking about pure intelligence. And what is this? It is when we are able to comprehend something that is told to us in one go. We don't need a repetition. Kya bole, kya bole, kya bole, kya? No. Once you hear it, it makes its base inside your heart. There is total clarity about the topic. That is sattvic buddhi. So this is one of the modes. And thereafter, once you come to know, once you have come to understand a particular, whatever is told to you, then there is no doubt about it. Do you have any doubt? This is a sofa? Do you have any doubt? No doubt. Yeah, we all understand sofa is a place, is a equipment on which you sit or sleep, or you can sit cross-legged, you can stretch your legs, you can lie down. It can be made of different materials, and you can make it or you can buy it. Whatever, so many things you can say. But you have got no doubt about it. Achha, sofa kya hota hai? Is that a sofa or is that a sofa? No, you know sofas can be of many types, isn't it? So there is no doubt about it. So sattvic intelligence, pure intelligence is that when cultivated, when it starts expressing through you, you start understanding whatever is told by the scriptures or whatever is told by someone else in one go without any doubt. So dekho, are we there yet? Don't answer. Don't answer. The wife tells the husband, can you just take the garbage out? Which garbage? Bathroom garbage? Kitchen garbage? Simple question. Take the garbage out. Why so many questions after that? Isn't it? But it has become a habit of people to ask questions. You find your answers. Why do you want spoon feeding? Just now this girl you asked her something to do something, isn't it? That thought is coming right now. You had kept the bowl outside, you asked her to put the salad into that, but she was somewhere else, she was not available. When you have a sattvic intelligence, when you have got pure intelligence, that pure intelligence is possible only in the present moment. It doesn't come afterwards or before. It is available only in the present moment. You are absolutely alert. Then the next word was buddhir jnanama asammoha. So jnanam. So what is jnanam? So buddhi and now jnanam. So buddhi was told as sattvika buddhi, and here jnanam is all that which removes ajnana. So what is jnana? What is knowledge? Knowledge is that which removes ignorance. And what happens when ignorance is removed? See what is happening here. Here both your faculties are required. Here you require sattvic buddhi also, and you require knowledge also. So what is happening with knowledge? Knowledge is removing your unfounded doubts, unfounded ignorance. It is asking, challenging you. This new knowledge is asking you to look at life in a different way, isn't it? But when will that vision change? Only when this knowledge becomes your own. And that knowledge becoming your own will only be possible when you have sattvic buddhi. Isn't it? Only when you have the intelligence. Intelligence is not knowledge. Intelligence is the capacity to not process also. The capacity to imbibe whatever has been told without any lag period. Without any lag period. Where knowledge is, you are taking in the words, you are taking in the concepts, you are taking in the ideas, you are doing your, and it is, and why you are taking it? Because all my wrong notions that I have been living with, they must get removed. And what will happen? How do you know that they are getting removed? All the wrong notions. How will you come to know that the ignorance is getting removed? When you start seeing oneness in the manyness. When you start experiencing unconditional love towards everything and everyone. This vision of oneness, at least a conviction has come about now that I must move in this direction. And slowly, slowly, slowly your vision will change. So Jnanam is that ability, is that instrument because of which we are able to perceive this supreme reality. Then third is asammoha. Moha means delusion. Asammoha, whenever a particular situation comes and it has to be understood. So when we get involved with understanding and discrimination, it is asammoha. That we don't find ourselves out of place whenever a job is given to us or wherever we are placed. No, I don't know. People majority of the time, they focus on how it is not possible. They focus on how it is difficult. They focus on how they cannot get a job. They may be saying the right words outside, but what is the feeling inside, man? See? If you keep thinking it is not possible, it is not going to be possible. Then what do you have to do? Take whatever, wherever you are at this present moment, you apply yourself 100%, that's it. That's all the choice you can make. Because if you go into, oh, it is not possible, then you are not in the present moment also. You are not even applying 100% also. So asammoha is that, and we don't know what situation life is going to present us. हड़बड़ा जाते हैं ना हम, we get क्या बोलते हैं हड़बड़ाने को इंग्लिश में, हाँ, shaken up. If there is an accident, when I go out, suddenly I hit someone or someone hits me, क्या होगा, and we go into a panic. This is हड़बड़ाना. This is, did we know that this situation was going to come? No. Can we prepare for such a situation? There are millions and zillions and infinite number of possibilities. What all will you prepare for? एक अंदर से धड़ास होनी चाहिए. And that dhadas is this asammoha. Not getting influenced or deluded by anything in life. Then we can see through a situation. We can interact with the situation the way it is required to be interacted with. And you must have noticed, कभी कभी ऐसे हो जाता है ना, मेरे को तो from accident only I know. After 2-3 accidents I became, अच्छा ये तो होता ही रहेगा यार. I can't, every time I can't be paying. I need to get my senses together. I need to get my mind together. And if you shirk away the first feeling of panic, after that you are fine, isn't it? Even that first feeling should not be there. You assess, you suss out the situation that you find yourself in. Not only accident, sometimes it happens, when I was in Switzerland, all my class, they decided that I was going to say the thanksgiving speech to the school, because ours was the first English batch. The teacher also, she was going to do her first public speaking talk, and I was also going to do the first public. दोनों की फटी हुई थी. We practiced and we wrote the speech and we talked and practiced enough. And next day the lecture and the talk, and I know the sequence. The director of the school came, then his wife came, then the university, and then one by one everyone came, and then I know it is her turn, and the teacher, she came, she talked, and as I know her speech by heart, as much as I know mine, I know hers also, because we have practiced together. And as her speech was coming to a close, my legs started shaking like crazy. I couldn't stop it. And I started sweating. And then she said, now I hand it over to so and so, and he will present a vote of thanks on behalf of his class. And I go up the podium. Oh, I went there. I had put it all these things, in the small cards. So one point on every card. And I go and I take my cards out from my pocket, all rehearsed. And the bloody first card itself is not there. Because I was practicing again and again, I was nervous. And on the seat, I must have put it somewhere else. And when it's not there. तो पसीने शुरू हो गए यार. I started sweating away. Now what to do? भगवान ने कुछ तो ability दी है. I just, at that very moment, I said, this is the first time I am doing this, what I am going to doing here, and I am very nervous. And I thought I was all prepared, and I got the wrong card in front. So give me 1 minute, let me find. And they all started laughing. They started laughing, मैं relax हो गया. See?
Truthfulness.
But you address the situation. If I go into the past or go into the future, ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए, ऐसे कैसे होगा, लोग, what will people say, this, that, then I'll just lose the plot. See? Asammoha. To suss out any situation in a correct manner without any delusion, with proper discrimination, is asammoha. And these situations will present you relationships, families, children, partners, responsibilities, duties, different ways it comes. Therefore, so buddhi jnanam asammoha. So buddhi, sattvic buddhi, gives the knowledge, that is, means it gives the gyan, it gives the knowledge according to the authority of scriptures. Buddhi is with the seeker, Gyan is Vastu Pradhan, and Jnana is about the object. So unless Buddhi is clear, Jnana cannot be clear. Meaning, Buddhi is what? The intellect. Intellect can be Sattvic Buddhi, Rajasic Buddhi, Tamasic Buddhi. This will come later on, in 17th chapter it will come. Long time ago. But just understand this. So sometimes your intelligence is dull, sometimes it's very dynamic, and sometimes it is pure. Sometimes you understand everything in one go, sometimes you beat around the bush and still can't understand. Even after a lot of trying you can't understand, and sometimes you don't want to understand. Who cares about this? Isn't it? So if we want knowledge about something, the best way to gain that knowledge, to remove the ignorance, is to have the sattvic intelligence. Without sattvic intelligence, as much as scriptures you may study, as much as sadhana you may do, meaning japa you may do, it will not, if it is not leading to sattvic buddhi, if it is not coming from, what is sattvic buddhi? That I am not the doer. What is sattvic buddhi? That everything is his. What was third verse was told? No? That Supreme Lord is the unborn, beginningless, Supreme Lord of the whole creation. Those who know the Lord in this manner, they are free of sins. Sattvic buddhi is which? Which is free of all sins. See this. Yeah, how it is all connected. Knowledge is always about something. Knowledge is always about something. So when I say that, you must have heard this many times, a pessimist looks at the world and sees only negativity, challenges and obstacles. An optimist sees only opportunities, and a realized master sees only perfection. Where is the difference? Is it in the world? The world is the same. Then where is the difference? In his buddhi. One, the first one who sees only challenges, obstacles, his is tamasic buddhi, only complaining attitude. The second one who sees opportunity is rajasic buddhi, he is dynamic. And the Mahatma, he is sattvic buddhi. You see? So when you are moving, this is not just for appreciation. When you are moving around in the world, how do you see the world? Do you see as perfect? Do you see as a bhoga vastu? That I have to enjoy this world? That I have to possess this world? Then we are going the wrong way. See? Oh, I don't know. I didn't know that it was going to come and land back on me. Every sentence here will land back on you only. And this way, there is nothing good or bad. You are born because of your samskaras. You are here in a particular form. You are expressing in a particular way. You have a particular swabhav. Now, what are you going to do with it, about it? Are you going to continue to be that, or are you going to perfect yourself? Isn't it? That is the journey to perfection. So we are already perfect. But what is it that is stopping us from being perfect at this moment? These are the different points. And if we don't know, oh, I am perfect, I can't understand. Okay, theek hai. Hold on to the Lord. Understand that everything in this creation is the expression of the Lord alone. The Lord alone has manifested as the entire creation, just like water alone has manifested as all the oceans and all the waves. Similarly, Lord has also manifested. Not only all the objects and beings of the world, all the qualities also are nothing but manifestation of the Lord alone. Understand in this way. And that Lord is your essence. Understand this way. Which means you are not other than the Lord. So if you are taking yourself to be an individual, stop taking yourself to be an individual. Start seeing yourself as a manifestation of the divine. Is that blasphemy? Is that allowed? In our culture, in our Sanatan Dharma, in our Vedas, it is allowed. Other places it may be blasphemy. You may be nailed to a cross because of that. Or you may be burned alive in many cultures if you say something like that. But not here. Here this freedom is given. And yet in our culture also such type of acts have taken place before. So what determines, this is beautiful point, What determines our buddhi, our intelligence? What determines our intelligence? Whether it is sattvic or rajasic or tamasic. So if we want sattvic intelligence, sattvic intellect, then what are the quality, what are those things which determine? There are 10 of them, and they are, first is agamaha, they are the scriptures which determine our intelligence. Second, apaha, purity of parents determine our intelligence. Third, praja, kind of people we move with determines our intelligence, including watching TV and all that. What type of programs you watch, then that will start corrupting your intelligence. Third, fourth, palaha, kind of society we live in determines our intelligence. It's very subtle. Deshaha, kind of country we live in, with what sort of culture, etc. That determines our intelligence. Then janma, how are we born, what kind of family we were born in, are there spiritual values, there is respect, and all those various things in the family. Then karma also determines our intelligence. What type of karmas do we do in life, do a daily basis. Then dhyanam, which is what is the source of our inspiration. Is our source of inspiration to live life, is it food? Is it our grandchildren? Is it maintenance of this body? Is it maintenance of relationships? What is the source of inspiration? Or is it the Lord which is inspired? Thank you for giving me all these good things in life, but Lord, because without you this is not possible. एक अंदर से धारणा बनी हुई है कि it is the Lord alone. So is he the source of inspiration, or is the world a source of inspiration? If the world is the source of inspiration, one day that inspiration will go away. If the Lord is the source of inspiration, inspiration will be continuous forever. And that because of that Lord only you will get the sattvic intelligence. Then next one, mantra. What kind of advice we get from people? We can go to so many different people for different advices, isn't it? And sometimes you must have heard, here itself, or any gathering, स्वामी जी मेरे को पूछ दे, स्वामी जी इसका क्या बोलेंगे, फिर मैं कुछ जवाब दूंगा, नहीं उन्होंने ऐसे बोला था, फिर उनसे जाके पूछो, उन्होंने ऐसे बोला तो उनसे जाके पूछो ना. Why you are breaking my head? See? So what type of advice we are taking and from whom? Are we available? Or are we only into comparison in our mind with the information that we have collected from before? Very, very important. And samskar, last one, 10th. What is that? Purva Janma Samskar. Why that swabhav, that certain disposition that each person is unique, is from his previous life. So that is also taken into factor. So these are the 10 points which determine the purity of our intelligence. So when we are a seeker, if we want to gain knowledge, if we want to get jnanam, the methodology given in our scriptures is shravanam, active listening. Jnanam, knowledge is gained through listening. Jnanam is not gained through reading. Knowledge gets transferred not through words. How does it get transferred? We think that way, isn't it? Ki if I tell my daughter, do this, and she should do it. We think that way. But knowledge gets transferred. Why? In the olden times and even today, there are so many ashrams where Books are only learning. When we are studying the Vedic chanting, in the olden times there was no book for you to refer. You have to just listen and by heart. So if you by heart, means you're finding that faculty within you that I must learn it in one go. So Shravanam means listening to the person or listening to the teacher. And what is the mode of communication? The words. But why we should listen? Because why can't we get the knowledge from listening to tapes, listening to DVDs, listening to reading books? Because these all are inert. You understand inert? They got no life in it. Knowledge gets transferred from consciousness to consciousness. So words that I am uttering are riding on consciousness and reaching the ears of the listener, and that listening is also because of consciousness. So when consciousness meets consciousness, knowledge takes place. Now, how aware you are when this interaction is taking place? Are you in your mind thinking about something? Are you in your mind comparing, yes, I must do this, I must do that, an internal commentary going on? Then knowledge has not taken place. If you are there and then you are empty in your mind, available to whatever is coming your way, with open mind, with no comparison, with no assessment, with no analysis, internal analysis, just available, with full faith and sincerity, knowledge will take place straight away. Knowledge will take place straight away. Now you experiment this with yourself. Many times things click like straight away, understanding comes. Many things it doesn't come. Find out. Analyze them afterwards. So Jnanam is gained through Shravanam. Buddhi. For Buddhi, the sadhana is Mananam. Mananam is contemplation. Contemplation, Mananam is removing. When you have listened to something, then still there are certain doubts left about it, isn't it? Conviction is not 100%. Whatever you have heard here, it's all good. But are you convinced? Has it become automatic in your life to have this disposition? When will it become automatic? When there is not even one doubt left in your mind, isn't it? When will that happen? When you become 100% convinced. So it's the other way, both ways. 100% conviction is inversely proportional to the doubts. 0 doubts, 100% conviction. 10% doubt, 90% conviction. 90% conviction is not equal to conviction. Conviction, when you become convinced completely, 100%, then alone things become spontaneous in your life, of that particular quality, of that particular mode. See? Think. So when we saw Sattvic Buddhi, so maybe right now we are listening, Jnanam is taking place, you are doing Shravanam, right? But have we got Sattvic Buddhi at this moment? Don't answer. Have we got Sattvic Buddhi? Sometimes the Buddhi, now it's the nature of the mind, Buddhi also. Sometimes it is Rajasic, sometimes it is Sattvic, sometimes it is Tamasic. Right now, is it Tamasic, Rajasic or Sattvic? That you determine. If things are clicking, it's going deep into you, yes, whatever, absolutely right, and there is a feeling of gratefulness that Lord has given this knowledge to me at this moment, then it is Sattvic Buddhi. If it is, and similarly, you can work it out. You know? So what happens when we do mananam, when we listen to something, then we go back to that information and we ponder over it. When we ponder over it, think about it, look at it from all different angles, and we try to apply it in our life, in our mind, slowly, the doubts about what we have heard, they start dispersing. As the doubts start dispersing, conviction increases. And suddenly, before you know it, if you are applying yourself continuously through mananam, thinking about it, that how can I make it my own? What does it mean that I am not other than the Divine Lord? What does it mean? What does it mean? Keep applying, keep applying. You have heard it, but it is not your experience. And a point will come that you are absolutely convinced about it, but direct experience has not taken place. For that direct experience to take place, when the 99% conviction needs to become 100%. Or I should say, when the conviction reaches 70-80%, from that time onwards, the next stage begins, and that is asammoha. For the sadhana bring about asammoha, non-delusion, is meditation, dhyanam, nididhyasanam, staying with it, contemplating on it without any disturbance. Because now you don't need to be convinced, you are convinced already. Now you need to convert it into direct experience. And that direct experience is possible only through nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam is contemplation. Contemplation is not about many different things. Contemplation is about one. When you listen, there are so many different words. When you are doing mananam, you are finding whatever concepts were presented or ideas were presented, you are trying to remove all the doubts so that you become convinced. Once you have become sufficiently convinced, how to convert it into direct experience is nididhyasana. And this way, these three are connected in that manner. Then comes so all these three, buddhi, jnanam, asammoha, they are antaranga sadhana. They are not to be practiced outside in the world, they have to be practiced within, internally. Now the next four, kshama, satyam, dama, shamaha. These are the practices with respect to our own inner equipment. And what are they? Kshama. Kshama, you all know, forgiveness. But what does forgiveness mean? Kshama here means that whenever someone has spoken to you terribly, insulting, in an insulting manner, and at that moment when those words fall upon your ears and in your heart, there is no reaction to that person. At that very moment, you have forgiven that person. That is kshama. Not afterwards. So there is no ripple of hatred towards the person in our heart for whatever act he has done against us or towards us. Sometimes when people say, oh, you want to scold me, you scold me in a room, why you are scolding in front of all the people? Very egoistic people. See? By the time I find someone room to scold, by that time the anger is gone. फिर क्या मजा है? You have to say there and then. So Kshama is not only forgiving other people, it is forgiving yourself also. Forgiving yourself is more important for all the misdeeds, the commissions and omissions that we have committed in our life. All the guilts that we have. Forgive yourself. The moment it pops up, don't succumb to it. Forgive. Offer it to the Lord. Be free. And who can give forgiveness? Who can forgive others? Can a weak person forgive others? Only a person who is strong can forgive others. So that is another point.
Only Lord can forgive.
Pardon me?
Only Lord can forgive.
Yeah, true. Lord can forgive. So does that mean that we'll keep committing sins? If Lord is going to keep forgiving, are we going to commit sins? Are we going to continue committing, continue to cultivate hatred for people in our life? That is easier said, that God will forgive. But here, if you have said something wrong to me or I have said something wrong to you, we have to forgive each other straight away. We can't wait for the Lord to come and forgive us. And live the rest of the life in the pain. Oh, I should have said sorry there and then 20 years ago, Why? So many families you come across. You can't wait for that. Yes, understand that when you are forgiving, don't take the ownership. Understand that the Lord Himself is expressing through you as that quality called forgiveness.
That's what I wanted to say.
Okay, so say that way then. Okay. Now, if that is the way, then it is correctly understood.
Yeah.
Because in the end, everything is Lord only, no? Then you will say, oh, if that hatred that was expressing, that person said bad words, that is also by the Lord only, then why should I forgive? Let it continue. Then be happy. If you can't remain happy, then forgive and be happy. Because if we don't forgive someone, that pain, that hurt, that hatred, that person has said and gone. But we carry it for the rest of our life with us. And by forgiving, what happens is, we have shift deleted it from our computer called mind. Empty space is available now to put other things in. When we forgive, we don't register those events which have the capability to register disturbance in our mind. By forgiving, in fact, we are blessing ourselves. Therefore, forgiveness means an inner poise in which our mind is remaining ever undisturbed. It's remaining a sakshi. Then only it can not be disturbed by any words or any actions of any other person. So, when Krishna Bhagavan says, Samatvam Yoga Uchyate, let the mind be absolutely aware, undisturbed by anything or anyone in this world. And if we don't forgive, eventually that non-forgiveness develops into hatredness, and forgiveness is, in other words, forgiveness is the ability, the capacity within us to drop an issue at a moment's notice. At a moment's notice. Without any, and that is possible only if there is no, not attachment to it, but also when there is no precipitation of it as a memory. So when you are forgiven, I have given zero value to that, what someone has said, isn't it? If I have given even 1% value, it will stick to your mind. If I have given 0 value, that is forgiveness. The next one is Satyam. Then here Satyam, our understanding of Satyam is very different. Truthfulness. Truthfulness, the definition of truthfulness, you see what Adi Shankaracharya says. He says, every Satya is not Satya and every Asatya is not Asatya. Every truth is not a truth and every untruth is not an untruth. Therefore, truth is that, Satya is that, because of which we are able to benefit somebody as seen and heard and as experienced by oneself, and to create the same knowledge, experience and vision in others is called Satyam. So when we are able to create an experience in someone's mind, when are we able to create an experience in someone's mind? When we ourselves are completely immersed in that experience and we use such words, when we are telling stories to children, for example, bedtime stories, or when children are sitting there, Swami tell the stories or Dada Dadis tell the stories, and you start telling the stories and they are all wide-eyed, they are imagining the story. It depends upon your acumen, how you tell that story. If that child is imagining that story, as much as you are involved in that story and seeing that story in your mind, really, that much you will be able to communicate to the other child. But you are just reading the book, the child will not imagine anything. But if you have intonations, ups and downs, the tiger came, and you are also feeling that way, otherwise you will not speak that way. And you create that experience in someone's life, someone's mind. That is Satyam. But for benefit of theirs, not for their destruction. Not for their, not to take advantage of theirs. नहीं तो फिर वो वशीकरण हो जाएगा. To do this, to create an experience in someone's mind through your words, to do this, whatever speech is employed, that is truth. That is truth. So it's a totally different understanding of truth. Our understanding is झूठ मत बोलो, सत्य बोलो. Don't tell lies, tell the truth. We have to go beyond truth and untruth. So here is, we are coming into the present moment. If a great teacher like Gurudev, when he used to speak, or even many Mahatmas I have heard, they speak to such a large congregation and everyone feels that he is or she is speaking directly to them. Isn't it? You must have also experienced that. That is Satyam. That is Satyam. That it was the exact thing that I needed to hear. This is what I wanted. Many times we have come across. That is Satyam. Now, person is one, speech is one, but hundreds and thousands of people are feeling that it was only meant for me. How did he know that I needed to hear this today?
It's because it comes from the pure conscious.
Whatever, wherever, no preconceived notion by the speaker. No preconceived idea that he is doing it for this benefit or that benefit. No agenda. He is just stating. Verse may be the same. Bhagavad Gita verse is the same. But the explanation that comes out is from the experience of the teacher. See? And that gets communicated. And when that gets communicated, people feel, Arey, exactly. In other words, what is Bhagavad Gita? Words of Bhagwan Krishna. Who is Bhagwan? Who is of the nature of Satya, who is of the nature of truth. Can his words not resonate with everyone? Has to, isn't it? They have to resonate. For 5,000 years, people have been listening to Bhagavad Gita, thinking about, contemplating about, reading about, and they feel, yeah, it is perfect for these times, isn't it? So his words are maybe 5,500 years old.
Timeless.
But from whom have they come? From a perfect person, a perfect master, the Lord himself, who cannot be anything other than Satya, who cannot be anything other than forgiveness incarnate, whose buddhi is, knowledge is complete. So look at it from that angle. That's why his words are evergreen even today. Our words, our utterances, they become null and void very next day. Children don't listen to them. But Lord says, and 5,500 years later, they are still having the same strength, value, impact on those people who are who are available. See, that is the power. So I gave you the example of the Mahatmas addressing all the people. Here the Lord, 5,500 years, still his words are so true. We have to make ourselves to come to that stature. That will not come by dictating people. That will come by inner evolution. And that inner evolution is possible only when we start changing our vision about ourselves. That we are not an individual. We are a manifestation of the divine. Then, and start believing it, start accepting it, start living that way. Give that thought a benefit of the doubt. Then automatically this Satyam, Kshama, all these qualities automatically will start manifesting out of you. Just like a mother, a girl becomes a mother, automatically the nurturing ability starts manifesting out of her, isn't it? She doesn't have to try. It automatically happens. You do your sadhana, you do your remembrance of the Lord, you see, maintain a background disposition that I am not other. This body, this mind, this Atma, everything is manifestation of the divine. I may not understand it 100% right now, but I am ready to believe it. Because Krishna says so. And if I believe in Krishna, then what he has said must be true. It may not be my experience at the moment. Oh Lord, please make it my direct experience. And as you keep thinking about him, he will present you what sadhanas, what information that is required by you. We think हम 30 मार खाएं कि हमको अपना रास्ता ढूंढना है. अरे उसको वो बताएगा तुम्हें, तुम उसके बारे में सोचो सर. Remember in one of previous chapter, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Ye Jana Paryupasate. Think about me exclusive to everything else. That is the knack. So Satyam is not speaking about our past. Satyam is not talking about our future. Satyam is talking about our direct, immediate experience and communicating it to everyone. So what is the Lord's direct experience when he is telling Bhagavad Gita? That he is the infinite. He is the Lord. He is the manifestation. Nothing is outside of him. That is his ever immediate direct experience, and he is telling that. So if you want to live in communion with him, then we must not use your language in such a way that it is only communicating what is going on in the present moment rather than past or future. Dhamma. Dhamma is controlling the external organs. Dhamma is controlling your seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting. This is the first stage. When we are not able to control our mind, we are not able to control our other faculties. So, first thing is information is continuously coming from outside. So, let's control the doorways from which it is entering. And therefore, this is the first sadhana for the seeker. And who is this seeker? Who has not learned how to withdraw from the world. So this is told to the children. Do we tell children, sit in meditation at 4 years, 5 years? Don't. But when they get their Janevu 6, 7 years old, that's their first, they get reborn, so to speak. Getting a Janevu was not an event. It was more that now, before he becomes matured at 11, 12 years old, let his mind get directed towards the divine. And that time, when he got the Janevu, he will go into the ashram, to the Gurukul, not stay with parents anymore. For first 6 years with parents, enough. Because he is not going to learn anything from the parents. Parents spoil. Teacher loves the child more than the parents, but he is not attached. Parents love the child and they are attached. That's the difference. So he used to be sent away. So here, the teacher, once he goes there at 7, 8 years old, now he is told to control his senses, he has to live in discipline, he can't speak whatever he wants, he can't scream whenever he wants. Whatever he sees, I want that. Well, as a child, now he can't do that. So he has to learn how to control his senses. And that is the Dhamma. We can withdraw from the world, the ability of ours to withdraw from the world. Withdrawal from the world is, yes, it is mental, no doubt, but at the initial stages, if I am seeing a window shopping, I see a beautiful necklace, oh, I don't have that shape, I don't, did you bring your card, did you bring your platinum card, chalo. ये खरीदना है, ड्रेस खरीदना है, जूते खरीदने, shoes, car, this, that, everything. There's no end to it. And then how do you withdraw? How do you withdraw? If you focus on attachment, you will get attached. Attachment is a byproduct. Detachment is a byproduct. Never focus on attachment and detachment. How will your eyes withdraw from things that are so exciting? How will your ears withdraw from music that is so inviting? How will your skin withdraw from the various textures? How will your nose withdraw from the various fragrances? How will it? When will it?
When you are focused inward towards.
Good. Only when you live a life full of inspiration in the remembrance of the divine. Then alone this withdrawal is automatic. Do you plan to withdraw now when you go to sleep? Are you going to plan, now I'm going to withdraw from the eyes, my eyes are going to withdraw, my ears are going to withdraw, my tongue is going... Are you going to plan this way? Or it automatically happens? Because where is your focus? Sleep, isn't it? When our focus is on the divine, so what is the source of inspiration when we, after the class? Sleep will be the source of inspiration to withdraw from the world. Understand what I'm saying? But sleep is inert. See, here teacher is telling, live an inspired life in the remembrance of the divine, and when your attention is on the divine, automatically you will see, hear, touch, feel, taste, everything, but you will not be attached to it. That is withdrawal. Even while you are in the midst of it. No specific exercise needs to be done in order to withdraw, in order to detach, in order to control. As long as you are inspired to be one with the divine, till then automatically all this will take place. That's the smartest way. But if you can't understand that, then close your eyes, put a band around your eyes, put earplugs in your ears. That it's temporary. It's temporary. How long can you lock yourself up in a room and not be exposed to the world? The day you come out of the room, you will take revenge on the world because you have not been able to interact with the world for so many days.
But even the mind keeps running in all directions. Even if you close your eyes or whatever you do.
Exactly.
Your mind keeps running.
So here when we are saying that live in the world with inspiration of in the remembrance of the divine, then your mind is busy. The mind gets attached only when it is not busy. It is free to get attached. But if it is attached to the Lord, and it is with full inspiration, it is functioning in the world. And where is that inspiration coming? Not from the world, but from the Lord. Then you will live in this world without any attachment at the sensory level. But for some people, there are other methods. One is through yoga, through pranayama, we suppress the mind, suppress the senses, isn't it? Like people go to Vipassana, for example. They go there for 10 days, they are in a room. No allowed to talk, not allowed to, you have to just be with yourself. Some people go mad. Some people benefit. And if they're gone there with faith, so they benefit. But that benefit lasts for maybe 5 days, 10 days. After that, they're worse. They're worse because they don't continue the practice. So same thing with pranayam also. For some time you do the pranayam, you will feel the great energy, you will feel the withdrawal, you are sitting in meditation. But the day you stop, for some days you will continue in that zone, and after that hell breaks loose.
In one of the earlier chapters when you were explaining, you said there should not be any force.
Correct.
This is the force.
Yes, this is the force. But some people do not understand that. So what we are saying is, if you are used to do everything in a gung-ho manner, my way or the highway, then suppress, no problem. Suppress. Go into a room, close your eyes. I'm not going to see, I'm not going to open my eyes. You go to Kumbh Mela, I'll show you some photographs. This fellow has put his hand up for 25 years, his hand is up only. Now there is dystrophy, he can't bring it down. And that is his sadhana. Another person, he is standing on his one leg, is his disciple. No, the one whose hand is up, he's 35 years, his disciple is 25 years. So his Guru Maharaj has put the hand up, this fellow has put the leg up. Now his leg doesn't come down. Suppression. This is suppression. See? What is suppression? When you withdraw from something without understanding is suppression. Understand? So when I do yoga, when I do pranayama, when I do pratyahar, till pratyahar, just before pratyahar is maturing, it is suppression. Till then it is suppression. After that, if we stop there, a lot of people do this. Every morning they get up, they do they do yoga, they do pranayama, and immediately after pranayama खड़ 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 उठ के अपना काम पे चले जाते हैं. That is a very very unhealthy. Many people are told after you do at least 2-3 minutes you sit and do japa. After 3-4-5 minutes of japa, you sit in meditation for 2-3 minutes. Calm down completely. Settle down. Direct all that energy that has been released. Direct your mind, which has become so active as a result of pranayam yoga. Direct it toward, surrender it at the feet of the Lord. Come to silence. And then from silence, then you move into the world. But you do pranayam and move into the world, you will create more problems there. Not only out there, but inside you also. Because pranayam is force. So here it is told that Dhamma, yes, you can suppress your faculties. But that suppression must turn into sublimation. If that suppression, how does suppression turn into sublimation? By understanding that in the first place, why did I suppress all these? Once you understand why you have suppressed, because now your mind is available as a result of suppression. Eyes are not running around, ears are not running around, tongue is not running around, mind is not running around. Sometimes japa हम जबरदस्ती जपा कर करके मन को कर लेते हैं. But what next? If you leave it there, boom, it's unstable still. It needs, then once it is quiet, in that quiet mind, which has whatever way you have brought it about, through suppression, through force, then you must understand why this was brought about and what needs to be done next. That suppression must be sublimated. That suppression must be dissolved. And that dissolution can come only when you dedicate it to the divine. See, this is the technique. At the Dhamma level, they were doing Dhamma, which is at a gross level. You take the Aghoris, they are doing suppression. They live in the, in the cemetery. They live on, they sit and meditate on the dead bodies. They put the food into the mouth of the skull, and then that maggot-ridden food, then they take that and they eat. They want to overcome the worst that you can think of. They want, what they want, that their mind must not react to anything. So they don't know any other way, because that is their pravritti, that is their disposition, tamasic way. Some do it the rajasic way, some do it the sattvic way. Some begin that way. Once upon a time I used to do only martial arts and yoga. Then I came to Kundalini mark, then I came to chanting of the Lord's name, and ended up in Vedanta. Automatically, I did not know what Vedanta was. I never decided that I am going to take the name of the Lord. But this one was, from childhood one thing was clear. In this life I must attain the divine. I must be one with the divine, which is called moksha, liberation. I must liberate. That is the guiding force. And I didn't even know that these paths, but the Lord has perfectly placed the paths in my life and brought me to where I am today. It's all His grace. I could not have worked it out better. See? So just like Dhamma, there is another word called Shama. Shama is, Dhamma was control of senses, Shama is control of mind. And here, and how the mind can be controlled? It can be controlled through chanting the Lord's name. It can be controlled through meditation. These are the two ways. So the sequence of Kshama, Satyam, Dhamma, Shama is when we keep our mind or have a disposition of our mind which is forgiving, our mind is free. No hatred. Agree? When that mind which is free, there the mind can only speak what is truth, what is its experience. It is not coloring whatever it is saying through past or through manipulation, or because mind is free, no hatred. People always say, oh, when a child is in front of you and they are afraid or they are overwhelmed or something. No, speak freely, speak freely. We say it, isn't it? In a classroom, the teacher says he is seeing that all the students are looking at him, the teacher is looking at him, and the teacher says, no, speak freely, don't worry about anyone. Just speak your mind. How can you speak your mind? Only when the mind is not preoccupied with anything. And that is Kshama. When mind is free of everything is because of no hatred. Then it will be able to speak freely. Then it walks its talk. Or it talks its walk, whichever way. Huh? And then, so Kshama, the mind is free. Satyam, you speak with a free mind. Dhamma, when the senses are withdrawn. And Shama, when the mind is not involved in any theme of the world. Not inactive.
No, any activity outside.
It is not involved. Activity is going on, but it is not involved. Just like I ate food, activity is going on in my stomach, but I am not involved in it directly. But it is going on. I know digestion is going on. But am I concentrating on digestion? No. It's taking care of itself. Blood is moving around by itself. When I can see this, that even the words are coming out by themselves, the thoughts are formulating by themselves, the senses are seeing by themselves, let it go on. You stand apart. Don't get involved. And that is only possible when our mind is free. And in this way, all these Kshama, Satyam, Dhamma and Shama, they lead to quietness of the mind. Now the next verse, the fifth verse, Ahimsa, which one? Sukha dukkham bhavo bhavo bhayam cha bhayame vacha ahimsa samata tushta tapodanam yasho yashaha. This we'll see in our next class. Bhavanti bhava bhutanam matta eva pruthak vidha. Oh, so we have done only first line of the fourth verse. Second line we have to do now. So we'll see it in our next class. Interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
पता चलता है कि कहाँ कहाँ से क्या क्या पॉइंट्स हैं. ओम पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम. Put it on.